So this is going to be a little exotic for a backpacking meal, at least to me, but try this one out. Mongolian beef. So what you're seeing right now is a picture of what my wife has made recently and called Mongolian meatballs. This stuff is great. One of the tribe's new favorites for sure. The first time I had it, I immediately started deconstructing the meal for trail use. In its basic form, you have meatballs, rice, peas, carrots, and sauce. So in my mind, so I can make the everyday into gourmet on the trail, I need to break this down into a format that is, or can be, dehydrated and packaged, so it's lightweight and easy to rehydrate on the trail. The real key to this meal, the thing that makes it so awesome, is the sauce. That is where all the flavors come from, and it really makes your mouth sing when you eat it. We're gonna get to the sauce in a minute, but first, let's get the other components figured out as to how we're gonna get to Mongolian beef in the end. Big birds. Firstly, I'm not trying to dehydrate meatballs. Too bulky, too hard to rehydrate properly. I can't carry whole meatballs safely. Think food poisoning here, people. Spoilage, rancid, E. coli, you get the picture, okay? What I can do is do dehydrated beef. Easy, safe, and almost just as good as a whole meatball. 1 pound of beef dehydrated will be enough for 2 meals on the trail. Whether you do ground beef or freeze-dried beef chunks that you purchase separately, it's gonna be awesome. Next is the rice. Now, this is easy enough either in a dehydrated format, if you want to do my favorite basmati rice, cooked then dehydrated, or I can keep it simpler and use a minute rice product, either white or brown or mixed. Either is going to do really fine. You may want to substitute the rice for a noodle component. If so, stick with something a little more neutral in its flavor profile, like a butter pasta side or just angel hair pasta. The sauce is the star of the show here, and you want to complement the flavor profile, not compete or confuse it. For this, I'll be using a cup of rice before dehydration, or a cup of minute rice right out of the box, or a 4.5 ounce pack of pasta side packet for each meal packaging. That's what's needed to do the trick. Peas and carrots. A simple bag of frozen peas and carrots cooked and dehydrated is going to do great right here. Here again, you can substitute or add other vegetables into this recipe. Broccoli, spinach, kale, celery, onion, parsley, whatever. It's all good and all up to you what you want there. I'll likely add some dehydrated spinach and parsley, just to add a little color and calories. 1 bag of frozen peas and carrots is enough for 2 trail meals for me. Add the extras to whatever level seems best to you. So now that we've got the band together for this culinary concert, we need to cast the lead singer, the sauce. This really isn't a complicated recipe. One thing of note as you view this, the recipe amounts given here are for a single batch. In the following video portion, you'll see my lovely bride making this as a double batch. Now, when she makes it for the family, which is a family of 4 in our house, we plan for this to have leftovers, because who doesn't love leftovers, particularly of the meals that we love so much. So when she does it then, she'll do it as a triple batch. All that to say that the recipe is very easy to double or triple or beyond if you want to. Get a nice sized saucepan and here we go. So for the recipe ingredients, you're gonna need a 1/2 teaspoon grated ginger. Now, if you don't have fresh to grate, use from a convenient tube. It ain't the 4 seasons, people. Only you and your hairdresser have to know. Next, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Again, use the stuff from a jar, just like us. It's all good in the end. You need a 1/2 cup of soy sauce. If you want to substitute low sodium soy sauce here, that's fine. Salt is a needed mineral when hiking, but you don't have to overdo it either. A 1/2 cup of water, and take 2 tablespoons out of that, divided and reserved. You need a ½ cup of brown sugar. Use light or dark. I like to use dark regardless of what the recipe calls for because, well, that's just how I roll. You need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and here we go. You'll start with the ginger and the garlic in the pan on medium heat. Add the soy sauce and water and stir that to get everything starting to combine. Go ahead and combine the cornstarch and reserved water and give that a good stirring. You're going to use this later to thicken the sauce. Add the brown sugar to the saucepan and bring everything to a low boil. Once you're at a low boil, add the cornstarch and water slurry and stir until the sauce starts to thicken. Now, it should pour, but have a bit of that clings to the spoon at the same time kind of thing. Not cold molasses, but not runny water either. Goldilocks this to what you think is just right and remove it from the heat. If you're doing this for a meal at home, congratulations, Bob's your uncle. You're ready to eat. If you're dehydrating this for backpacking meal packaging later, you may want to let it cool just a bit before putting it on the fruit rolled up trays of your dehydrator. Be sure to spray the trays before you put the sauce on them. This just makes it easier later to get off the tray when you're done dehydrating the sauce. You'll want to spread it out evenly and fairly thin to ensure dehydrates completely and evenly. This double batch was just about perfect for 2 trays worth in my dehydrator. Your mileage may vary. Once it is fully dehydrated, I'll divide it into portions and break it down a little more before adding to the other ingredients for packaging. This double batch of sauce will make enough for roughly 5 or 6 trail meals for me. Again, your mileage may vary. Everybody goes in the same boat for packaging. Vacuum seal it and store until ready to hike. When I'm on the trail and ready to rehydrate this meal, I'll put enough boiling water in there to just cover the dried ingredients a little bit above full. Give it a good stir and make sure everybody's in the game. Add a little more if you think it will need it. Set it and forget it for about 15 minutes, and you should be enjoying Mongolian beef while the rest of your tramily, that's your trail family, is wondering why they went with the Nabs chocolate and trail mix burrito with a side of protein bar for supper that night. I hope you guys try and enjoy this recipe. Try it out. Come back and comment on this video. Please give us a like and share it if you can. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for more great content, recipes, and ideas for hiking meals, as well as the preparations for my AT thru hike in 2021. And until next week, you guys are rock stars. Stay safe and stay healthy. And most of all, take a hike. Love somebody along the way.